Greetings and welcome to another edition of The Fan Perspective. I am your host Nathan Lyle, and these are the 2013 NBA Playoffs Round 2 recap of the series between the Miami Heat and the Chicago Bulls. LeBron James won his second consecutive MVP award and the fourth in the past 5 years. The only other player to ever do that was Bill Russell. That meant nothing to the Bulls as they carried their momentum over from the previous series and stifled the Heat offense. LeBron James showed why he deserved to be named MVP as he led the team with 24 points, 8 rebounds, and 7 assists. And the only other player on the Heat roster that scored in double figures was Dwayne Wade, who had 14 points. The Heat rallied late, but they ended up falling just short. Joakim, Noah, and Jimmy Butler both had double-doubles, combining for 34 points and 25 rebounds. Nate Robinson once again played Superman as he led the way with 27 points and 9 assists as the Bulls scored the last 10 points of the game to win a tough road contest.
Off that pick from Noah. Down to 2 on the shot clock. Here's Robinson.
Both teams came out aggressively on both offense and defense. There were 5 technical fouls and 1 flagrant in the first half alone, and at the end of the game there were 9 technical fouls, including Joakim, Noah, and Taj Gibson being ejected in the fourth quarter, and the teams combined to total 51 personal fouls. In the first quarter, it seemed like these teams were matching each other shot for shot.
That's like Die Hard 9 or something, I think. Oh, the alley-oop!
In the second quarter, the Heat pulled away and they maintained control for the rest of the game. Ray Allen led the way with 21 points, and LeBron James nearly had a double-double with 19 points and 9 assists.
Coming up on 2 minutes to play here in the third. Oh, beautiful pass again.
The series shifted to Miami, where once again it was a very physical contest that saw its fair share of scuffles, and once again the two teams combined for 50 personal fouls. Nazr Muhammad was ejected in the first half for shoving LeBron James.
And Muhammad fouls LeBron James, and then a technical foul on James, and Muhammad for some reason shoves James, and we're having
Battier, Noah, and Bellinelli all ended up fouling out in the fourth quarter. But before he left, Joakim Noah had 15 points and 11 rebounds, and there were 4 other starters who had more points than him. Nate Robinson had a near triple-double with 17 points, 6 rebounds, and 7 assists. But the Bulls only had 8 points from their bench compared to 36 from Miami's bench. Chris Bosh had 20 points and 19 rebounds, and LeBron James led the way with 25 points, 8 rebounds, and 7 assists.
James drives down the lane, running shot, count it, and 1.
Once again, the Bulls came out fighting. They played hard. They played well defensively. LeBron James led the way with 27 points, 7 rebounds, and 8 assists, and outside of him, the only Heat player in double figures was Bosh, who had 14.
Robinson, they've been doing that effectively, and off the steal, here's James!
He also played some pretty good defense as well, and the Bulls struggled from the floor all night. They had a franchise-low 65 points in the game, including a franchise-low 9 points in the third quarter. They shot a franchise-low 25% from the floor, and a franchise-low 11% from three-point range. They had 4 players who scored in double figures, including Carlos Boozer, who led the way with 14 points and 12 rebounds. They really couldn't do anything on offense. Nate Robinson, who has been such a hero for them throughout the playoffs, was 0 of 12 from the floor, including 0 of 5 from three-point range, and finished the game with 0 points. The biggest surprise for me was actually seeing Rip Hamilton on the floor. It's been so long since he played, I was starting to forget he was on the team. I wish I knew what was going on in Thibodeau's head, because Rip Hamilton has a scoring touch, he has championship experience, and the Bulls have been struggling offensively, especially due in large part to injuries. So I'm wondering why they waited until Game 4 where he was getting blown out to finally throw him in there. It's beyond me. The Heat came out strong, and at one point they had a 22-4 lead. But the Bulls would not go down fighting. Carlos Boozer led the way with 26 points and 14 assists, while Nate Robinson and Jimmy Butler combined for 40 points and 10 assists. The Bulls kept on fighting, and the Heat basically gave the game away when they left Jimmy Butler wide open for a game-tying three. Luckily for the Heat, he missed it, and they were able to close out the series behind LeBron James and Dwayne Wade, who combined for 41 points, 12 rebounds, and 14 assists as the Heat closed out the series in Game 5 and advanced to the Eastern Conference Finals.
2-1 to the Pacers, and then Wade turned. Yeah, and he averaged 24. Oh, the alley-oop.